Hello, good morning. I'll try to do a little quick one today. 3 lessons I learned. The first, so for myself as well, social skills, environment, and we'll let the market decide. Okay. The first one, social skills. I what I found helpful is in the past week I decided that I would finally address and acknowledge the constraints I'm feeling with my social skills and actually start to intentionally improve those. And I felt a lot of friction in just agreeing to do that, agreeing to start improving it. So I was like, I'm not in a rush. I don't need to do this now. Like, I could do this later, you know. But it was one thing that shifted it for me, and that was I was going back through my personal growth skill tree board and looking at okay, what do I want to be working on next? And I proposed a couple questions, and it was, what's most interesting to me right now? What would help me in the short term, and what would help me in the long term? And as I was reading through all of the possible options, I was like, okay, I think social skills is the answer here. And so that, along with did a little bit of journaling to answer the question, what exactly is the constraint I'm feeling? What exactly do I need to work on? Because I know that when I get into conversations with people, deep conversations, things go well. There's no problem there. That's not the issue. The issue for me is the start. It's the barrier to entry. It's starting the exchange. It's the first contact. That is what I have struggled with, and that's what I want to work on. And so the lesson that I wanted to share here is, where am I finding value so far? And that's in admit the problem, identify the exact thing, not just oh, I need to work on my social skills. No. I need to learn exactly how to start exchanges. That's a lot more specific and something that you can actually work on rather than just improve your social skills. And so identify the exact thing that needs the exact thing that is the problem and the constraint. And then just, for me, it's been kind of like a light switch. It's you just have to get that light switch over here. You just have to get the ball rolling. And then as soon as the first couple of exchanges where I actually was in a hostel, and rather than just saying hi to someone, I was like, oh, hey, oh, where are you from? And actually starting that and getting those early wins, it's that light switch. You just have to get the light switch over here, and then I think it's just about the ball starts to get rolling, and you just have to keep pushing it. So that's the first thing I'm learning and learned. The second thing, environment. I don't know if I already shared this. I know I shared it in my blog post, but just maybe a quick one. How impactful your environment is. I've been in Malaysia for the last 2.5 months, and the culture there, across the entire country, is very conservative. Everyone wears full body swimsuits, and all the women have, or not all, but a lot of the women have wear hijabs. and like it's just very like conservative, very religious. And yes, these are broad generalizations, but when you compare it to somewhere like Phuket, Thailand, the culture is drastically different. Where here it's like you walk around, literally, I feel like I've already said this, but I walk out of my hostel onto the street, and literally on the other side of the street is this big like swimsuit store. It's this big poster of this woman in a bikini, and I'm like, I see that literally every day. And just all the like Thai massage ladies. My God. Yesterday I was walking back from dinner. Oh my God, it's too funny. I'm walking back from dinner, and I don't know. I was starting to think like I should play along with it more rather than just like eyes straight ahead. Like, because like what does that benefit me? Let's have some fun with it. So I'm walking by this this Thai massage place, and all the like Thai ladies are out on the step, and like a couple people are standing up holding them with those like menu things. And I look over and make eye contact with the woman standing on the sidewalk, and I kind of give like an eyebrow raise. And I walk by, and she grabs my arm. And not just like I've had a couple instances where like they'll just like touch my arm or like touch my chest or like abs as I walk by. This woman started pulling me back, like literally pulling me back. I was like, oh my God, I started laughing. Anyway, all that to say, like, I feel like I don't need to say this, but like that would never happen in Malaysia. And so it doesn't need to be just about women or sexual energy, which is, for me, has been top of mind. But just learning that the culture, the environment that you're in, like the people you surround yourself, the community that you're in, this is also applicable to the community, which I just realized that I'm in. Like that's been a huge shift for me. I've really stopped watching a lot of YouTube, because like there's just so much information and people and connections in this WhatsApp group that I'm in. And so I've been spending a lot more time in that, which I feel like is a long-term positive. So environment, it's such an obvious thing. It's like, my past self would be like, yeah, environment is so important. But like, it wasn't until I actually started changing my environment that I realized, like, there's this quote that's like, it doesn't matter what boat you row in, or I couldn't find the quote. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's like, it's more about the river or the ocean you're rowing in rather than the boat that you're rowing in. Like if you're trying to row this small boat upstream, it's going to be a lot harder than if you turn it around and point it downstream and row. Like you won't have to work as hard. So that is how I envision environment. And the last thing, just a little quick one. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I didn't have a good third one. So my little mini lesson that I learned, is the third, was a reminder to let the market decide your feedback rather than your own brain. So I finished my SaaS MVP, just like basic level. It does the thing. And, I wasn't sure. I was starting to get in my mind that like how valuable is this? Like, it's just a whole bunch of comments. It's not directly tied to a creator's like monetization strategy or like increasing revenue or anything like that. So like, how valuable is this? And so I was starting to come up with these, limiting beliefs. And I thought I sent the link to one of my friends that I met in Bali, and I was expecting him to just like tear me apart, like, how are you going to monetize this? And it's not tied to the, it's not as valuable, but it's kind of cool, that kind of thing. And he was like, no, this is actually really cool, and I'm going to use it. And it's the I'm going to use it part that I'm um, leaning heavy on, because like this just it goes back to the mom test, the book, the mom test by Rob Fitzpatrick. It's like he lists a whole bunch of these examples of phrases that your target customers will use, and I don't remember them off the top of my head, but like one of the examples, or I imagine one of the examples of a bad response is, wow, this is a really good idea, because it's not moving the customer forward. It's not actually challenging them to actually use it or to pay for it, that kind of thing. And so my goal right now is get people actually using it, get people relying on it, because that is going to be the biggest indicator for value. And so I was just thinking, like, yeah, what about that, like, overthinking? Like, I was overthinking, but like he gave really good feedback. So like, quiet that mind, like let the market decide. Just like put it in front of people and let them tell you. Let the customer tell you. Not don't constrain yourself. That kind of thing. Anyway, see ya.